Hi and welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, I don't know if you remember, but a while ago I did an unboxing for a TRF501X. That one. Well, part of the original plan was I always wanted to get one after having the Tamiya Durga and taking it racing. I really loved it. Now I raffled that one off and that went off to the winner. So that really kind of lent me down the road of, yeah, should I get a 501? But I really wanted to build one. So I managed to find this one at a reasonable price. I think L&L Models sold it to me because some people are trying to sell these for insanely stupid money and I'm not paying that kind of money for it. So this one I got at a reasonable price, as the box is not perfect and being that I'm going to build it doesn't really matter. But for me, I wanted to turn this into a perfect shelf queen. So a lot of you would like to see this one running and you've commented, you know, take it racing, take it racing. I want to see how it goes, especially against how I got on with the Durga, which was surprisingly better than expected. But I didn't really want to do that to a brand new mint one. So I came up with a solution. I bought another one, but I bought a used one. So in this episode, we're going to take a look at that. I'm going to have a good look around it, tell you what it needs to get it up and running. And then hopefully in the future, when I build the other one, we'll merge it all together with a detailed build and then we'll take it running and see how it gets on. Now, I must admit, having a quick look at this, it's absolutely stunning. So you better stay tuned to check this beautiful vintage buggy out. So just in case you haven't seen one of these before, it's a TRF501X kit 49401. Now this was released on the 2nd of December 2006. It has a mid motor, it's 4-wheel drive, and the wheelbase is 280 millimeters. And the first thing when you look at it is the body is very different. And I have to say, for me personally, I really like it. It is a bit of a slab-sided kind of body, which is kind of strange when you look at it, as it has a sweeping top and then it just falls off vertically. Now, as you can see, it has vents to take the cold air in and to suck the warm air out. As you can see from this one, it was painted up beautifully. The under tray and the body are all painted. There's none of this is stickers whatsoever, which I'm really chuffed. I love the color combination, especially the gold. The rims and tires on this example are all new. So we can tell that this car has had some love in the past to bring it back to a shelf queen. The rear spoiler seems to have been sprayed in a flat clear or something like that. Condition is good, there's nothing wrong with it, it just looks a bit strange, so I'm not sure whether I'll change that out, we'll just have to wait and see. Now the TRF501X was designed to compete in the 2007 IFMAR World Championships. Prototype examples were entered in the 2006 JMRCA and IFMAR Pre-World Championship race in September 2006. Now officially the TRF501X finished 2nd and 4th, but that was due to their qualifying performance, as the actual final was rained off, so it never happened. So we can't really say where it would have ended up if it had actually raced. Now the TRF501X shares its diffs with the DB-01, so any issues in that area, it's not that expensive and it is easy enough to replace them. Now if you look at this one, the aluminium that's around the housing of the diffs is stunning. Tamiya really did push the boat out on this, and you can see why it was quite an expensive kit at the time. Centre motor and slipper. One thing with this car is a bit of a shame, and that's kind of very period, is it uses saddle packs. So that is a little bit more limiting, as most things these days use a shorty pack. Now I do happen to have some, but they don't fit, they're a little bit thick, but you can add some spacers to the actual battery tray pillars, raise them up, so I should be able to get my saddle packs in the car to actually be able to run it. Now the belts are very loose on this. I actually have ordered replacement belts. Obviously this has had some running time, and you can see there's a little bit of wear around the rear plate, whereas the front one is actually okay, so it looks like it's been replaced. Not sure if all the hardware on this one is stock or whether it's been upgraded. I'll have to look in the new inbox kit to see, but it's all really nice hex hardware all round. Now this chassis was only released on 2 kits, the TRF501X that you see here. Also a year later, on the 20th of November 2007, there was the TRF501XWE, which is the Welds edition. From what I can find out, basically it's just an upgraded version of the 501X, had a few more alloy parts on it to basically make the kit much more stronger. As you can see with the steering, it's very much like what we see today on modern buggies, so by this period they'd actually dialed in the steering really well. Again, like the rear diff housing, alloy everywhere, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Now the diff housing on this one is black, so I'm not sure if it's different. I'll have to dig into it and see. I do plan on rebuilding the diffs, as the rear diff is a little bit stiff. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it, but it doesn't look like it's done too much wear, as these outdrives don't look that worn. So I think this kit has seen some running, but not tons. Now, I'm no TRF expert, but from what I've looked into, Tamiya base have a really good back catalogue information on all the TRF cars, is that this TRF501X is the first Tamiya TRF buggy they actually released. Everything before this was a road car, going from the TRF421 up to the TRF415 MSX. Then they turned their attentions to producing a racing buggy, which was the 501X that we see here. Now there's one aspect of this particular 501X that definitely needs to be sorted out, and I think most of you can probably see it, and it's the actual turnbuckles. These look like Schumacher turnbuckles, where the steering ones are the originals. So I've managed to source some replacements so I can take the Schumacher purple turnbuckles off and fit original ones. And I think I'll be able to use these in my restoration for my Cougar 2 works. Now the current prices of the 501X in the UK market, you're looking at a built example in pretty decent condition is going to be anything from £400 upwards. Now the prices do vary quite a lot, so you've kind of got to shop around for what you're going to get for that kind of money. Now the new in-box kits demand a lot more money, as you'd kind of expect, but some people are really pushing the boat out and trying to sell these for well over £1,100. But if you do shop around, you can probably pick up a new in-box one for probably £600 to £800 if you're really lucky. So there you go, a quick look at my second-hand used 501X. Personally, I know it's an oddball looking car, but I really like it. And all the extra bling that you get on the car from Tamiya makes it gorgeous looking and a really nice shelf queen. Well, that's the plan for that one, but I'd like to see just how good it is on a track. Now, it wasn't really designed for carpet, but I'd like to run it just to see, is it any better than the DB-01 that I did on the show, where I modified it, as that surprisingly was pretty good on carpet. Again, even though it was never designed to be run on carpet. Looks wise, I think it's going to be a bit Marmite. You love it or you hate it. Me, with this, special with a paint job like this, it just looks gorgeous. And it's really nice to have a Tamiya TRF car on the show. And I know what you're thinking, but you said TRF cars are rubbish for racing. Yes, I would never recommend buying one of these to go racing at all, because if you end up breaking any of the unique parts, you're just never going to replace them, or it's going to cost you a small fortune. And when you're spending this kind of money or up for a race buggy, there's just lots of better options available. That doesn't mean I don't like them. It just means I would never recommend them to go racing. Controversial, huh? And I know the next thing you're going to say is, when am I going to build the TRF 501? Soon. Now the body has gone off to be professionally painted. Chris at, let me get this right, Ginger Paint. He's a YouTuber. He does RC content as well as a lot of really good painting. He's painted up the bodies for this TRF 501. So as soon as they arrive back, it'll all kind of come together and I'll build it up and be able to fit those stunning bodies that he's painted up. I'll put some pictures up here. You can see just how gorgeous it is. So it'd be lovely to have two painted up really, really nicely. So, comment below, what do you think? Do you like this? Oddball, don't like it, not for me. Should I get another TRF car? If so, which one should I get? Thanks very much, please like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye bye.